Article 136, Property Relations between Husband and Wife of the Family Code of the Philippines states that the spouses may jointly file a verified petition with the court for the voluntary dissolution of the absolute community or the conjugal partnership of gains and for the separation of their common properties. All creditors of the absolute community or all of the conjugal partnership of gains, as well as the personal creditors of the spouse, shall be listed in the petition and notified of the filing thereof. The court shall take measures to protect the creditors and other persons with pecuniary interest. This article outlines the legal process and requirements for judicial separation of property during marriage. It allows spouses to separate their assets while remaining married under certain conditions. These are the key provisions of Article 136. In terms of judicial petition, either spouse can file a petition of separation of property in court. The petition must include valid and compelling grounds. Second, in terms of grounds of separation of property, mismanagement of the common property by one spouse, abandonment by one spouse, loss of trust due to misconduct or actions prejudicial to the family, or other valid causes as deemed by the court. And in terms of court approval, the court evaluates the petition and ensures that the separation is warranted, and once approved, the court issues a decree of separation of property. This article recognizes that while marriage is a partnership, there are situations where managing separate assets is necessary to protect the rights and interests of both spouses, their dependents. It balances the sanctity of marriage with financial autonomy. These are the effects of judicial separation of property. In terms of termination of property relations, the joint ownership of assets under conjugal partnership or absolute community is dissolved. Spouses manage their properties independently. In terms of protection of family assets, prevents the misuse of family resources by one spouse and safeguards the financial interests of the family and dependents. And in terms of debts and liabilities, debts incurred by a spouse after separation are no longer chargeable to the other spouse or the common property. It is important to consider in terms of judicial separation of property does not affect the marriage bond. The spouses remain married. Reconciliation may result in the revocation of the decree if agreed upon by both parties. These are the legal process under Article 136. Filing the petition, one spouse files a petition in court. Evidence supporting the grounds for separation must be presented. And during court hearing, the court examines the evidence and hears arguments from both parties. When issuance of decree, if the court finds the petition valid, it issues a decree separating the spouse's properties. This protects the financial interests of the family, ensures fairness, provides a legal remedy for situations where joint property arrangements are no longer beneficial.